Hey everyone, it's Armor Gaming. Welcome back to the channel and welcome to Monster Legends. Welcome to a brand new analysis on the upcoming magic cosmic monster, Rhinata. Rhinata belongs to a tribe of rhino warriors in a dimension far away. One day she was hunting for gems, crystals, and meteor pieces when she stopped next to a hill. There was something strange about its rocky face. There seemed to be a hole in it that had been covered up with a wall, and the texture of the rocks on the wall was different than the rest of the hill. Rhinata gathered momentum and charged against it. It cracked a little. She repeated the process several times until, on her last charge, she pushed with such momentum that she broke the wall and fell right through it. Just like that, she was sucked in and flew out of the cosmic portal in Monster Legends. And so that is how this monster came into the Monster Legends kingdom. Here we have the monster. I gotta say, I'm a pretty big fan of the monster design. What do you guys think about it? Let me know in the comments below. I don't think we've had a rhino monster, right? Or maybe, I'm pretty sure, actually, I'm pretty sure there's an epic monster out there. So this is probably part of that family. So with that being said, this is a magic tank with taunt and shield skills. She can protect herself in all the ways you can imagine. She can gain taunt, mega taunts, and shields up to 100% life. I'm getting some Mr. Beast vibes here. But Rhinata doesn't just stop damage, she can also deal it with the help of skill mirrors and damage boost. Now I'm getting Shelly vibes. She has an evolving trait. At rank 0 she has Taunt. At rank 1 she adds Harden to the mix, and at rank 3 she'll gain a 50% life shield at the start of every battle. So this is going to be the replacement to all the mythic taunt monsters. So if you're still maining Wormlad and Grakon, Rhinata is probably going to be your go-to because we have our Taunt mythic monster. And so I think this would be most comparable to Solar Flare, because correct me if I'm wrong, but the only other taunt cosmic is Solar Flare, and let's face it, he was an exclusive paywall monster, so unless you dished out 50 bucks, you don't have yourself a Solar Flare. So this appears to be the poor man's or poor woman's Solar Flare, right? Or I guess we'll see based on the skills and everything this monster has to offer. But yeah, we have the taunt. At unranked, we have the hardened at rank 1 and that 50% life shield, which just increases survivability. And take a look at that whopping life stat, 80,528. That is officially the second highest life stat in the game, second only to, you guessed it, Solar Flare. Solar Flare is still on top with his 81k life, but this is a very close. And again, not to mention, at rank 3, you have a single 50% shield, although I don't even know if that's really worth counting considering it can just be cleansed away. Let's see what else we have. Power stat, 7744. This is a pretty high power stat. It's tied with quite a few other monsters. It is the third highest power stat in the game, tied with monsters like Hardy, Bombeta, Digale, Shelly, Thunderkong, and Spitfire. And then as for the speed stats, yeah, what typically happens with really tanky monsters are they tend to be really slow. So this speed stat is the second slowest for the cosmic monsters, tied with Iguanazar, Solar Flare, Shelly, and Seaquake. So overall, really tanky monster, really good power stat. And this monster's slow, but this monster, I mean, you kind of guess it considering it's a tank. Relics, this monster can hold the shield relic and the armor relic, which just increases survivability. Books, this monster is in the villains books, the evil legion, and the female book. So, unfortunately, Digale is still becoming more and more stronger because, what is it, evil legion hater? So triple damage against this monster. Doesn't matter if this monster sets up megatons, you're going to deal triple damage against it. Or if it's just, even if it just has its regular taunts, you just do your strong single target attack like DL6, and you're probably going to get OTK'd if you set up the triple damage. Unless this monster has some really good shielding. So let's see. So Rhino Evolution, again, I've been mentioning this in all my analysis videos. Search Point is bringing back the 0 cooldown, 0 stamina skills. So even if you get hit with CDA, or even if you get hit with all of the stamina draining skills or relics, hey, you have a skill you can use, a pretty decent one at that, 40 damage, spammable. We have Human Hunter, a 30 damage AoE, so this kind of skill right here becomes super useful if you're battling a Mega Taunt monster and you got hit with CDA, because that's 30 damage times 3, that is a 90 damage skill against the enemy monster, so don't necessarily count out Human Hunter. I think that is a skill you can utilize when you're facing a Mega Taunt monster. Alright, moving on to the main skills, tier 1, we have Under the Shield, applies a 100% life shield to itself, it requires cooldown, and that's it. 100% life shield, 2 turn cooldown, 16 stamina cost. I guess the stamina cost is rather low, so that's nice, but not a fan of it right now, especially since, of course, it can be cleansed away. Sledgehammer Swing deals heavy magic damage, and heavy is apparently 45 damage here. 1 turn cooldown. It does heal by 30%, which I like, but I'm pretty sure this monster is going to have some better things. Family Guardian. There is our Megaton skill. Applies Megatons and a 50% life shield to itself, requires cooldown. 0 damage, 2 turn cooldown, 36 stamina cost. It is your MT skill. It is how you're able to protect your team, and it is nice that you give yourself a 50% life shield. Horn Impact deals very heavy magic damage to an enemy. That's what I'm talking about. 60 damage on a 1-turn cooldown. Applies life regen to itself, and you focus on sustainability as well. And moving on, we have Roar of the Grasslands applies Taunt, damage boost, and skill mirror to itself. Okay, this is rather nice, right? You can reapply your taunts in case you got like hit with a trait removal, or a trait disable, I should say. Taunt, damage mirror, and skill mirror. I mean, the skill mirror is nice because you would reflect the attack, so any damage boost you have, for example, you give yourself damage boost, it'll make the attack stronger. It really depends on how you run this monster. This is giving me the kind of monster that you can probably run, if you've ever seen an Erdr and Armor Claw running a rainbow build, or maybe running like at least 1 strength and 2 team speed, you can probably get away with it just to focus on the skill mirror and dealing damage with skill mirror. That's probably how I would play this monster. Again, the biggest issue with this monster is you're susceptible to getting your positive effects removed, and a lot of players have Ignis, a lot of players have Tabora, so they can easily cleanse something away. Like, it sucks to use a turn to apply your damage boost and skill mirror, and then the enemy is just like, bam, it's gone, cleansed away. Shield Bash deals moderate magic damage to all enemies, applies a 30% life shield to itself, so another shielding skill. Overall, I'm not really impressed with the monster. I gotta say, the design I really enjoy. I think the design is really cool. Based on what I initially read, you know, the taunt, mega taunt, the shields, I'm like, oh yeah, it is a replacement for Solar Flare. But going through the skills, I mean, this monster kind of, yeah, I don't really know how you would use it. Like, this monster is clearly wanting to be an attacker and some sort of tank, but your tank skills don't really do much. Like, other than the fact that you have taunt permanently as a trait, you can apply Mega Taunts and give yourself a 50% life shields, but you're just absorbing attacks. On the next turn, you can skill mirror, so yeah, you'll be reflecting attacks, but if you don't have any strength runes, you're not really doing much. So I guess it does stop the enemy from doing like an AoE cooldown activation against you, or a possession. Like, they'd really have to think twice if you have the skill mirror, but like I said, enemies could always cleanse that away. And let's see what else we have. Other than that, it's just a 100% life shield to yourself, a 30% heal to yourself that damages the enemy. So not really that much. Yeah, I'm not really feeling it. In terms of running this monster as an attacker, or at least 1 strength rune, I kind of get that vibe a little more, because you do have Horn Impact, 60 damage attack. You do have Rhino Evolution, that's spammable 40. You know, even the Human Hunter, if you're battling another Megataunt monster, yeah, but then if you give him a strength and a speed and a life, then the bad thing about that is that then you make your other allies slower, right? So typically right now the meta is going to be, and it'll probably be like this for a long way, you run a Megaton monster on your team. That is almost a must, because it forces the enemy to deal with Megaton before dealing with the team. If you run this Rhino monster and a Denier and some other support monster or something, if the enemy is faster than you, they can easily activate your cooldowns, possess you, stun you, freeze you, whatever it may be. So you gotta watch out with that. So this is definitely the monster that's more geared towards using in wars, and even then, it's like, in the right situation, can you find a villain monster, evil legion, or female to replace this monster? I would say yeah, there's definitely a lot of good monsters in those books, so I don't know how much usage this monster is going to be really getting. I haven't even gone over the ultimate. Stampede deals heavy physical damage and applies Mega Stun. The Mega Stun is nice. We've seen some other ultimates that can remove positive effects first, then deny. We've seen like a Mega Possession, cooldown activation. We've seen a lot of better things, so I'm not feeling the ultimate overall. Again, I like the monster design a lot. I'm not really feeling the skills, but I don't know, maybe that's just my opinion. Maybe I don't know. If you guys have any differing thoughts, I would really love to hear it in the comments below. What do you guys think about this monster? How would you guys use this monster? What runes would you give this monster? What kind of team do you see this monster in? Any and all thoughts in the comments below. Thank you guys very much, and remember to subscribe.